This one is just going to be about what I've done in cadets, because some people think that the cadets is either a straight recruitment into the military, specifically the RAF, or it's just something that people like send the kids to if they're not disciplined. But that's wrong. People join the cadets because they pretty much want to, and it gives you so many qualities at the end of it. Like I said in one of my other videos, I was a small, quiet 13-year-old when I joined, and now I have 600 friends at least around the world that I've met through cadets. Yeah. Obviously, I'm going into the RAF because that's something that I've always wanted to. I know people from my old cadet squadron before I transferred who joined the Navy or the Marines. It isn't just specifically for the Air Force. Like, we've spoken to staff at Careers Office, and even the Army and the Navy there say the Air Cadets are the best to go to get the best trades, pretty much, like the best qualities. And I ain't saying that because Air Force I'm going into it, hopefully. I'm just saying what they said to us. But yeah. Anyway, I joined in September 2009, the day after my 13th birthday, and like I said before, 6 weeks later I was already representing region at netball, because obviously I went to inter-squadron trials and we won at wing, at inter-wing, and then went off to regionals, so that was pretty cool. I did a speech at the ATC Sunday Parade, which is just to celebrate the formation of the Air Cadets, and that was like my first formal parade. I then did another parade which I can't remember which that was because that was like 2010, that's 3 years ago. Then in March I was the only cadet from my squadron at the time to go to RAF Lucas in Scotland. So obviously going from Middlesbrough, near where I live, all the way to Scotland, it was a very long drive. No, it wasn't Middlesbrough, it was Scotch Corner that we had to go to. It was a very long drive up. But obviously I knew nobody apart from one guy that I've met at a weekend camp before, an RAC camp. So he's like caught me pretty much and took me to the back of the bus, and we just sat there, and I was like feeling special, because if you're at the back of the bus, it's usually if you're a senior NCO. It's like if you're a school kid and you get to sit at the back of the bus. New class is cool. Sorry my laptop keeps dodging up, it's got a weird time setting and I can't change it. So obviously we went to RAF Lucas, and my dad was on that camp with me because he was an adult sergeant at the time. Did loads of activities, such as it's 3 years ago so I'm trying to remember it. We did shooting, DCCT, which is the digital close combat trainer, so it's like pretty much, you know when you go to arcades and you get the shooting games and you got a digital screen, you have to shoot at a target. That's pretty much what the DCCT is, except it's on the L98 and it's bigger. Then we went out to Edinburgh for a day out because we wanted to. We went to Dundee for swimming in the morning and day out in the afternoon. We went to the Air Cadet Squadron there and worked with the RAF regiment to do team building exercises and different bits like that. That's pretty fun. Then we had film night, speaks from the Padres, which is generally boring. And yeah, but where our block was here. Then there was the police block there, so as we were told we can't like be noisy all the time. And then we literally went out the car park, got down the road, round the roundabout, and that's where the mess was. So it was a pretty decent base to go to. But yeah, that's where I met my boyfriend, who I didn't start going out with until last year, because we didn't speak to each other through 2011, and then we met again last year at wing training day. Yeah, anyway. I did a couple more parades and camps, like Armed Forces Day, and I got pulled into the drill routine at Armed Forces Day, and I only had like 30 seconds of practice. We pulled it off and we got the champions of the 3 cadet cars, so we were pretty impressed with that. I then went to RAF Henlow, which is down south, and it was pretty much similar to Lucas, except we did more team building. I went gliding as well, flying, off-road driving at 13-year-olds. So you like being trusted with a Land Rover at 13-year-old going off-road driving. It was a pretty cool experience. Even though you couldn't change gears or anything, you just left to leave it in the gear that they left. Did more shooting, made more friends, went to another camp disco. Yeah. Then in August 2010 I transferred from my old original squadron to my current squadron, which is down at Whitby. I've been there since obviously August 2010. Did more parades with them, such as remembrance parades. Yeah. In 2011, February 2011, I received the rank of corporal, so I was pretty happy with that. And then in December 2011 I received the rank of sergeant, and even though my dad was my squadron commander at the time, he didn't want to promote me in case people thought it was favouritism, which some people did and still do, but it wasn't. It was a flight lieutenant who was serving in the RAF who suggested myself, along with the other staff, that I receive promotion. That's the only reason why, because obviously she could see that I was determined and I wasn't just taking the mick pretty much. I was being determined and putting my all into everything that I did. I was always at every single event that was up, like Armed Forces Day again, remembrance parades, blessing of the boats at Whitby, and different bits like that. But yeah, so that was pretty much 2011. 2012, 2011 I got silver in athletics as well, so I was quite happy with that. 2012 I did a couple more shooting camps. It's also my second year of road marching as well, which I haven't talked about. Down at Cosford, I only do 20k because, yeah, it's easy. But our team came first in 2011, third in 2012, and first again this year, so I was quite happy with that. Yeah, 2012, met my boyfriend at the time. Again, started speaking to each other at Wing Train Day, where I did the drill competition, and we came somewhere like 15th out of 28. Went to Wing Athletics and came 4th in 800 and 1500. Did more parades, like the usual standard parades. Went to MOD Boscombe Down on camp. Obviously I can't release too much details about that because part of it is under a top secret bit where we weren't allowed to take photos or anything. But that was an absolute mint camp. We went laser questing, laser questing, yeah. Went around town, we went to Middle Wallop and saw the Apaches fly. We actually got to sit in them as well, which was pretty cool. And then, yeah, started my application again last year in 2012. Then this year in cadets, I haven't really done any camps due to the fact that I knew I was going to be leaving. But I did my final year of road marching, where we came first again. Then done normal parades as usual again. Yeah. Last year as well I did the gliding scholarship, which is a pretty cool opportunity. You can learn how to fly an aircraft solo before you can even drive, because you can start at 16. You have to do so many hours of takeoffs, taxiing and flying, circuits, doing different drills. I went over my hours, and you have to get so many good consecutive landings, and I got like 5 out of the so many that I needed. So I got my blue wings, which means I am still qualified to fly. I just didn't go solo. So yeah, and obviously, yeah, my boyfriend went into the RAF on September 11th as a logistics MT driver. He graduated in November but was on medical hold until March this year. Then he went to Leconfield to do his training and passed, and then his base, he chose bases around me and where he lives as well, and they ended up saying you can either go to Brize Norton or you can go to Lucas. If he was on Brize Norton you'd be on a deployment squadron and I'd hardly see him, so he went to Lucas instead and kinda hates it, but Lucas is closing down so he's transferring soon, hopefully. He hasn't been deployed yet, but he will possibly be deployed next year, which is going to be a pain if I'm in training and he's deployed, because I won't be able to speak to him that much, because obviously it's going to cost a bomb to text him or phone call him. That's why usually I'll have my laptop that he bought me to Skype to him. That's pretty much how our relationship has kept going for this long. But yeah, it'll be fine, we'll get over it and used to it. Yeah, so that's pretty much about my life in cadets, what I've done, pretty much. So, if you've got your own views about cadets, I don't blame you. I have my own views about cadets myself, the air cadets, army cadets and sea cadets, and even marine cadets now. But yeah, at the end of the day it's your own opinion, and I don't think I would be going into the Air Force if I hadn't been to cadets. This has developed me so much, like I've said in my videos, and it is still helping me. I've got extra qualifications out of it. I did a BTEC Public Services. I also did my gliding scholarship, which is something that most people can't do when you're not in the cadets. I did offer a drive, and I've met people in an international air cadet exchange from Australia, America, Canada, Japan, China, Russia, Germany, no, not Russia, Germany, anywhere, loads of places like that, and it was amazing. It's an amazing experience being in. I'm not trying to like blag it and say, oh, I'll join the air cadets, blah 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 blah. That's my dad's job, but but yeah, it's like I said, that's pretty much all I can say about cadets. It is a good experience, and I am gonna miss it when I go, but I'm leaving to go into the real thing, so there's not much. Well, there is a lot of difference. I'm going to be in uniform a lot more, and it's going to be better as well in the Air Force, obviously, because cadets is just like a little miniature version of it. So yeah, that's pretty much all I can say.